2 hours. Cry me a river, Tatum. So how's everyone doing this morning? Awesome. I am not a morning person.
It's okay, we love you anyway.
At all. So if I seem a little slower, a little less sure on my feet, a little less humorous, and a little edgy, I don't think anything's going to be different. So welcome. This is Michael Tatum Q&A. Q&A. You provide Q, I provide A. If you don't know what that stands for, ask the person next to you. They'll probably know. If not, you ask the person next to you. On the way down until those of you in the center of the room, I hope, know what that means. It means question and answer. Fast enough.
Oh my God, thank you. I had no idea.
Which is cool. So it's very informal. I'm just going to sit here and chat. I may sit down, I may stand up, and one pace back and forth here. I don't know why. I just nervous energy. There's a lot of you. There's a lot. I feel so much pressure to perform.
You should.
I'm so kidding. You're so worried about me. I love that. So I have a couple of rules I'd like to lay down before we get started with the Q&A. First of all, it is informal, so rather than make you line up in front of a mic, you just raise your hand and I'll pick on you at random. Really, I swear to God, it is random. So if any of you have your hands up throughout and I never pick on you, please don't take it personally. I love you all the same. I just didn't want to answer your stupid questions. So. I also am a little snarky, so please understand I just pick on you because I love you. Feel free to pick on me too, as long as we keep it relatively family friendly. How many of you were here last night? Please forget everything. So yeah, a couple of rules, beyond that is anything is open. I will answer just about anything as long as we keep it family friendly. Please don't ask me terribly personal things. But a couple of guidelines to help you ask questions. If you have seen me address the question you want to ask elsewhere on a YouTube video, if you've been to another panel of mine, I can't understand why you would be at this one. Why? You're just here to fact check me, I suppose. No, that's not what you said in 2009. That's not good. Oh, crap. If you've seen me answer the question or address the issue that you want to ask or talk about, please think of another question or think of a new spin on it. I like to be creative. I like to be given new stuff to riff on. So, the general questions such as how did you become a voice actor? That's pretty well known by now. So I kind of feel like that story is old. But if you don't know it, go ahead and ask it, whatever, luck of the draw.
Yeah.
Also, though, a very popular question I know that people ask me is, what's your favorite thing about this? What's your favorite thing about writing? What's your favorite thing about acting? What's your favorite thing about being at this convention? I, in my grumpy old age, have decided I don't like to play the favorites game. It's hard. So first of all, the most common question I get asked is, what's your favorite character? Who's your favorite character? Right now, everyone's like, please mine, please be mine, please be mine. I can't answer that question anymore because I'm psychotic. As an actor, all the characters I've played, right down to Soldier A, who sprees and then gets shot and dies. These characters, become kind of a permanent feature of my very chaotic psyche. And they're all kind of on free rotation up there. It's like a family at Thanksgiving dinner. We're all kind of busting each other's chops over the table, So if I would just give you, an answer just because I want to answer your question, I'd be like, this character. I would be in my hotel room later tonight and home there could be 18 other characters in my head going, you're a bastard. Don't do that to me, please. So favorites questions, I just find that they're the hardest to answer. So I like to steer clear of those if we can. Other than that, just about everything is open. Also, this is not the time for me to take your phone and call your mother's sister's best friend's sister's former roommate's hairdresser and marry them in Sebastian's voice. Nothing halts a panel like me being on the phone with someone. You're like, oh, give me just a second. Hang on, I think it's going to voicemail. But let's not do that. Those are more free-range things. If you're lucky enough to catch me wandering around the con, and you will if you're clever and quick on your feet, then you'll be like, phone, call my friend. But here, no. Please, here, no. And I know it's early, you want to remain seated, so don't come running up here for hugs. I'll run away. It's not that I don't want your hugs, I'm just afraid of breaking this early in the morning if someone touches me. I haven't had enough coffee, I can't even open this water bottle. This is pathetic. I think that just about covers everything. And I have my water open now, so let's begin, shall we? Who's got a good question? You with the pink and like you've got the thing of yes, you just were like, yep, that's me.
Alright. So I know you play Sir Hammerlock in Borderlands, and that's a crazy story from hilarious things happening. What about the behind the scenes though? What's the craziest thing that's happened when you've done voice acting?
The craziest thing that's happened behind the scenes when we do voice acting. Ooh, I have to think about that one because we're all so crazy. The bar is high. It's kind of, most of my career has been in anime dubs, as you all know. And when we're dubbing, we actually don't have the opportunity to work together very often. We have to work solo. So for example, let's say Todd Haverford and I are together in a particular scene. We're not recorded together. I may be the first one recorded, and then he may come in a day, a week, a month later to record with what's already been laid down. So we don't often, most of us voice actors don't get to even meet or see each other until we come to conventions. It's like, oh my God, you were great in that show we did together. Really weird sometimes, right? But if we've come to know the other actors that we know are in the show, whether they're recorded or whether we've heard their performance yet or not, if you're lucky enough to be the first person to record a back and forth between yourself and another character, and you know that when, say, Todd or whoever comes in to record the other character, they're going to hear you in what's called their pre-roll, meaning that they've got the cans on, and they're going to hear what I recorded a week or a day or a month ago, leading into their cue. Then you can leave what we like to call bombs. Really lose hell. We just love to say horrible things to each other. So we like your cue beeps before you're supposed to come in. And so it's 3 beeps followed by an imaginary 4th, and that's the rhythm you're supposed to follow, and then we need to come in for your cue. But over that is also whatever's being said right before your character comes in. So Todd may or may not have come in to record an episode of Italia in which France was telling Italy about the bells and the bees. The version that's been released, when he's talking about it, like the entire monologue is beeped out. When two people love each other, beep! Well, I actually said stuff. A lot of stuff, just filled it. There was wonderful stuff in the script that we knew would never get used, just to fill in the space. So there's actually something to beep because it'll just make it sound so horrible. And we're not going to beep it for Todd. Todd's not going to hear the beep. That's going to be in post-production. So I'm like, so I recorded a good 2 or 3 days before Todd came in to do the same scene, and I walked out there feeling very satisfied. And a few days later, I was working on something else. Todd was in the booth for Italia, recording just that scene, and he was walking out of the booth just as I was walking down the hallway to my studio. He's like, hey, Dan. I'm like, did I get you? He's like, you did. Yes! Everything I said, by the way, is still on the table if you ever change your mind. So, bye, have a good session. Right, so that kind of stuff happens all the time.
Oh my God.
I want to also note how graciously I actually fell on that step just now and made it work. And this brings to mind a very important piece of wisdom I'd like to share with all of you. Probably the most important thing I have to contribute to humanity, that is, if you want to fall in public and avoid being laughed at by strangers, the trick to that is to just stay down. Think about it. If you fall down and get right back up and think, dumbass. If you fall and just stay and don't move at all, everyone's like, oh God. And by the time you get up and you tell them, no, I'm good, their steam is gone, they won't laugh at you. I've learned that many times. Many times. If you fall, stay down. Stay down. Are you okay? No. And later, you know, they'll be so glad that you're not going to sue them that they'll be willing to forget the whole incident. Thank you for starting it off. Who's got another question? You with the water bottle on your finger.
What's the most annoying or most frustrating thing that happened in your career?
The most frustrating or annoying thing that's ever happened in my career.
I don't think that's it.
I don't know. This is going to sound like such a BS answer, but I've been enormously lucky. I've had a lot of disappointments. I mean, it's always disappointing when like a show you really care about doesn't hit as big as you'd like. There's been a couple of those. It's always a little distressing when you really, really want a character and then you don't get it. And then a friend of yours gets it and you're like, oh, God, now I can't even be mad at the person voicing them instead of me. Damn it! But I've been very lucky. I think really the only frustration I ever experienced with regards to what I do, I'm also a very easygoing guy, so it's difficult to frustrate me. It is, however, phenomenally easy to frustrate me in one respect, and that is when I'm in an airport. I travel a lot for my job. And I love to travel. I love going to new cities or old cities I've been to many times. I have friends all over the world now because of what I get to do for a living, and it's glorious. I hate airports with a white-hot passion. I can't stand them. I mean, think about it. It's stressful. I'm not afraid of flying. I've been flying since I was a very little kid. I love being on a plane. It's just getting in the airport. I can go through line after line.
Oh my God.
People that you don't know. I mean, you have to get from point A to point B, you have to depend on dozens of people, many of whom you will never meet, to be having a good day, to make sure you get there alive with your luggage.
Oh my God.
There's the guy driving you in the shuttle service. There's the person behind the ticket counter. There's the porter. There's the flight attendants. There's the pilots. There's the guy. You hope to God you're not going to be sitting on a plane next to someone who's terrified of flying, who wants to hold your hand the entire time. That's happening. That's weird. I was very recently went to a con in Ireland, which was a lot of fun, right? Yeah, they watch anime over there. And it was Ireland. It was this place called Cork, Ireland, which is very, very traditional Ireland. When most of us think of Irish things, most of that comes from like places like Cork and Dublin and so on and so forth. So they asked me to go, and it was great, but you have to. It's a plane hopper's nightmare going, traveling overseas. So I had to land. We landed in Heathrow, which is in England proper. And then you catch another flight to good old Ireland. We actually pass over Ireland, get on a plane, and go back to Ireland from England. So it was a very good trip. But Heathrow Airport sucks balls. I hate it. It's like a human habit trail. And I had to, at some point, this was actually coming back. We had to go back through Heathrow. There's like 1,000 security checkpoints. I don't know why. You have to and at some point, we finally make it to our gate. And there's nothing, it's just you have to pass through this very, very strict, secure area where they have to check your passport and they ask you some questions and you sit down and wait for your flight. But it's not like a normal gate at a normal airport. This is a gate that has no teleprompter, no nothing, no status, no bathrooms. It's just a bunch of seats and there's a window. And there may be a plane waiting for you, maybe not. It may be an hour, maybe 3 hours. You don't know. And they don't know. They won't tell you anything. So it's really weird. It's kind of like being this weird Kafka-esque waiting area. You have no idea when your plane's going to be there. And at some point, I had to really go to the bathroom, so my partner and I were like, well, let's just go. And we had to go, well, you can't leave the security area to find a bathroom unless you surrender your passport. Now, I don't know how anyone else feels about this, but surrendering your passport to anyone in a foreign country makes you think, oh my God, I'm going to end up in prison. I don't know how, I'm going to end up in prison here in England. And because it's England, I imagine it's going to be like some dungeon in with shackles and I'm next to some old guy with a beard down to here who regurgitates his food for baby crows. I'm terrified. I'm like, this guy wants my passport. Oh, you just come back and I'll give it back to you. I'm like, oh, it's that easy, is it? Okay. So we run out and my partner describes it like this, as he was going, finding the bathroom, and I was behind this big corridor of people, just shoulder to shoulder. I'm behind him by, whatever, a good body length. And he thinks I'm right there when he just suddenly realizes I'm not behind him, and he hears behind him a bunch of people going, ooh! And this involves, plays back to what I said about falling in public. I wish it was just a fall. There is a series of polls For no reason, by the way, no reason at all. Just here, just standing there, like somebody, you know what, let's put a pole right there. Boom. And if I had been just short enough, I would have seen it. It would have been in my line of vision. I'd be like, oh, there's a pole, I'm going to move around it. If I had been taller, I would have walked right over it without having any idea there was a pole there. However, it was perfectly crotch level. And in my blind spot. So I'm like, let's go to the bathroom. And a bunch of people going, oh. And my partner turns around and he goes, oh. That's my hand. I'm like, I hate that one. I hate it. God, just get me home. That's the most frustrating thing that's ever happened to me.
I don't remember it being that good. Maybe then again, I don't remember.
Watch Japanese unless you got stuff shipped over from Japan. So I think, but that seems to be improving. A lot of people are willing to give the dub in Japanese kind of fair hearing.
Well, the reason that they don't know because they're going to suffer is to use the Japanese voices when the
Right.
English one sounds long.
Right. Oh, and I totally understand that too. But again, in my old age, I figured, I'm like, I just love being able to watch the same show twice. So that's my thing. I think, I honestly can't think of anything that I think that anime, as a rule, does incorrectly that I wish they would improve. I actually love it. I think there's a lot of things about anime that recommend over other mainstream entertainment.
Yes.
Especially the crap they show on television here. There's a few notable exceptions, but I'm like, my God, some of the shows they give us here in the States that are homemade, I'm like, this is a terrible show. Do we really need another police procedural? I don't want to think one first. But thank you.
Also, your cool dude, what's this?
What is that? You wasn't missing some of my vomit, I said in the back. No, I'm so good, but seriously, what is that? Oh, so it's like a trail mix.
Yeah, sort of. I think it was supposed to be cookies. So now it's basically doing trail mix, yes.
Sorry, that's awesome. I appreciate the offer and I love you, but it's like, do you want some cookies? And it's just a bad stuff. These were cookies, damn it! You didn't see them when I saw them! It's me in the kitchen. These were gonna be scrambled eggs, I swear to God. I don't know what happened. You with the white mask and the wig on, yes.
You knew the Attack on Titan question was going to happen, but which of your previous characters from any anime series do you think would die first in that series?
Okay, so make sure I understand the question correctly. If any of my other characters, or all of them, let's say, were part of Attack on Titan, who would die first? Suffice it to say, I think a lot of them would probably die at the same time. Oh God, I don't know. Oh, that's a good one. I have to think about that. France would not die first. He's drunk, he's loose, so they step on him, he's like,
Lobby skin!
come on, it's France. He would be like, oh my God, look at these men. He would freak the Titans out. We go to this one over here.
Lobby skin.
Maybe Doro, because he's a
Lobby
frog.
skin for someone.
Which always made me, I love Doro. I love Sergeant Frog to death. Like, he's so, but Doro, like, he's like, I'm a ninja, and I'm totally kick your butt. You're like, that's awesome. But then he'd be so small, maybe he'd get out. Maybe they wouldn't even see him. No, we don't like frogs. We like people. Oh, God, I don't know. I'm imagining the host club running from the... you like the armored titan, like totally just ripping the pink clock tower. King is busy sketching them in his book. Just run, guys, just run. Okay. Marking down all the monetary damage the titans are doing. Wow. All the characters I've played, let's see. I don't know. I really don't know. That's a good one. I do kind of like the idea of France going first. The rest of the cast of Italian wishes that were the case. About who? Oh, Hammerlock. Oh no, Hammerlock's not even there. Hammerlock's on another planet going, oh yes, could you do something for me? Hammerlock looks like he's already run into a titan. Oh, God.
Wallaby skin?
Sebastian would just kill them all. So he would be like, I order you to take down the titan, and like Sebastian would be like,
That sounds
all right. Shortest episode ever. It's like, rah! Sebastian like, I'm not even really that scary. And Aaron's like, damn it, Sebastian, I wanted to kill them all. Get out of my show. That's awesome. That's a good question. I'm gonna think about that now. I want to see some fan art of other characters. Alright, who's got another question? Let's see. Undertaker, you. Yeah, there we go. Characterization methods. It kind of depends on the show. I'm a very physical actor, and when we're doing anime dubs, I don't get the scripts beforehand. We don't have time to rehearse. We really just, we've all of us kind of built up this ability to just hit the ground running from the moment we get in front of the mic. So I usually just kind of go in and have a brief discussion with the director.
It's already 10.
The voice they want. It's usually my natural voice. That's
No, not
your
yet.
anime. I usually play just a person. And so, you know, I sit there and I'll listen to usually music is a big trigger for me. So the music, the soundtrack in a show will kind of get me there. If I can, I'll often try to find the soundtrack and like have it playing on my iPod in the car or something on the way to the studio. Because the studio's a good like 45-minute drive from where I live. Funimation anyway. And so it's usually that. And I usually just like, the dub is awesome because you get to see the finished animation. And that's what you're working with. And so you can see the way the character moves, the way they're animated, really kind of just sort of guides you. So I just sort of like go into the booth and give myself over to the process, I guess. I wish I could tell you that I had some, I sat down and like, you know, thought about it really, really hard, and I do, but it all kind of takes place, we have to do it so quickly, it all kind of takes place on a very sort of subconscious level. And it's a very, very mysterious process. I have no idea how I do it, I just do it. They like it, so they have me back. Thank God. So, but yeah, it's different. But music, I have noticed that music is generally a trigger for me. Like I'm very, very musical person. I've studied music all my life. Okay.
Hey, I'm a music person too.
Oh, that's horrible. I love that. I'm studying music, someone goes, oh. I wish people were around like everyday life. They'd be like, oh, I want that skinny vanilla latte, please. And I go, oh.
I would follow you, but it would get creepy.
It would be a little creepy, yeah. It would be a little creepy. Creepy.
Same.
I'm brushing my teeth in the morning and I hear this, oh.